Back in Daytona, the big crash has just happened off turn 2. At least 8 or 9 cars involved. Heavy contact. You see the 33 of Paul Menard, one of the cars involved, and the car with the heavy front end that's smoking straight in front of us is Wally.
We see the 38 car of Casey Kane back there. Wally is putting the window net down, taking his gloves off.
He was 12th last time by the start-finish line, so it happened right up toward the front of the field. It's Casey Kane in the 38 behind Wally. Mike Bliss is also involved in the 20.
He gets a great run on the bottom of the racetrack, but it gets loose off the corner and goes up and catches. Is that Strimmy and Wally?
Yeah. Johnny Benson in the 1, Nemechek in the 87.
One more look.
Looked like he just had a big run to the inside of Mike Wallace and then decided that hole was closing up.
Yeah, a lot of times you get that feel that you've got a push there and you've really got to run and you want to take advantage of it, and then the next thing your car starts to push a little bit off of that corner and you jerk the wheel and then the back end goes out from under you, and then you're in a bad position, as we can see right here.
And Leffler almost got him in the 0-0, but Bliss goes back across the racetrack, runs right in the side of Wally. Now he has no steering, and watch him just go straight down and hit the inside wall. He's trying to get it to go the right, but he can't steer the car. He sees the wall coming, and about this time is when you close your eyes, because you're not going to like that.
Ouch. Yeah, it almost looked like the throttle might have been hung on that. You could see the front tires weren't turning there, but he had the brakes on. But wow, that's a hard lift.
I don't think he's got enough time. Mike Dillon trying to urge his driver to the line. Uh-oh, here we go. Here we go.
Casey Compton into the wall. Michael Waltrip is around.
Denny Hamlin hard into Elliott Sadler.
Stewart takes the checkers. The caution obviously another hard hit. You were right, Benny. They didn't make it around.
Didn't see any way they could.
Cars in the grass. Cars finished on pit road. Field is frozen when the caution comes out. Tony Stewart has won his 2nd straight Hershey's Kissables 300.
It's a shame that we tear up all this equipment to all the last just 100 yards from the start-finish line. Who gets in the back of the 59?
It looks like Elliott Sadler may have got the 59 a little bit loose there. Boy, I mean, Denny Hamlin just pounded Sadler.
Let's see again. Yeah, it looks like Elliott might have either that or maybe the 59 just lost control off the corner. Don't know.
Reed Sorensen in the 41.
David Green, Mark Green in 4 car goes through there, makes contact again.
Looks like Jason Keller got a piece of it too, right? Obviously, the concern is to make sure everybody's okay.
J.J. Yaley goes on the grass and drives right through all that trouble.
Yeah, he got a little bit of a push and got a little bit of a run, and he was able to clear the car there, so he got himself in position. Whoa, Stephen Wallace off sideways in the corner, gets tagged by Casey Kane, Johnny Sauter, and Kevin Harvick are involved. And we've got a lot more going on behind them, too. Yeah, this is just one of those chain reactions. Kirk Shelmerdine, the 28 car, looks to not have any significant damage. He comes down. I think Jason Keller might have quite a bit of damage in his car. Left side of your screen. Looks like it was the 88 car of Brad Keselowski. Got loose, slid up into Stephen. Nothing Stephen Wallace could do right there. He kept his car clean all week. He's done a great job, and then just taken out. Now from Kevin Harvick's on board.
Straight in front of you. Go high, go high.
Rusty Wallace saying the intensity level is coming up on these guys at the end of the race. Yeah, that's a situation like that. Earlier in the race, you might have backed out of the throttle, but you're just not in a position to do that now, and that's unfortunate, especially for Stephen, who had done a good job all day. Half a dozen cars involved. Stephen Wallace, Casey Kane, Harvick, Johnny Sauter, Jason Keller, Kirk Shelmerdine. And there was the contact, the 88 into the 66. Looks like Stephen may get out of this without a lot of damage.
Oh, there we go.
We got a wreck.
Oh, this is not good. This is not good.
No, she's got a multiple car crash, including Danica Patrick, among many others, here on the front straightaway. Brian Scott, the 21 of John West Townley. Colin Brown, the 31, is also in this mix of Stanton Barrett. That's what's left of the right front corner of Danica's car.
Yeah, this all developed in front of her. This crash did. She did a good job of avoiding most of it, but then just couldn't avoid all the cars in it.
That's what's left of Josh Weiser's car. And there is Ricky Stenhouse Jr. and his debut here at Daytona is pretty well torn up, and he's on fire. Okay, lower portion of your screen.
You can see just a little bit of misjudgment there.
Yeah, that was a lap
61
car.
got turned.
Josh Wise was a lap car,
and she had nowhere to go.
Yeah, she just, I mean, gets by that car right there, but there's just nothing. I know it looks like room, but you're traveling at a high rate of speed, and she almost made it.
Take a look from another angle. A little lower this time.
See, all of this develop right there, and as these cars start sliding, more cars get involved. You just hope that a hole opens up for you.
10 of Leffler, boy, they had high hopes for this season. It's not going to start off the way they had wanted.
You had two of Roush's cars involved in that.
Now we see the momentum coming from that outside lane.
Once again, just on the inside of Brendan.
Oh, look out! Oh, and upside down is Earnhardt. This is going to be a mess. The 33 of Harvick, Joey Logano involved. More cars still spinning in this multiple car crash. Just that quick. There's Dale right at the right side of your screen.
Oh, there's contact behind him between Carl Edwards
and Carl Edwards got up into
Keselowski.
And boy, it just flipped Dale over. And then there's nowhere for these guys to go. That's Kyle Busch. That's the damage he sustained. There's Brendan gone.
You got to wonder why Carl Edwards would make a move like that on the straightaway. He kind of made an abrupt move up to the outside lane there. I don't know if he thought he was clear.
Yeah, sometimes you're moving over just to get against that car to try to slow that car down, that momentum, to where you can get your line moving a little bit quicker. And maybe he just misjudged that. It has happened before. But that's what these guys are trying to do, is just side draft and slow that car beside them down to where their line will move quicker.
Greg Biffle also involved. Let's go on board. This is the view from Junior.
That's where he just got turned. When you get hit in the right rear, there's nothing you can do. And, of course, the air automatically gets underneath that car right then. Let's see here. See Carl moving over. Yeah, I think his intentions were just to get over there, but he could see that outside line moving a little bit just to slow them down. And I don't know if Brad came down just a little. Nothing that Brad was doing wrong, but it only takes just a split second of both of these drivers moving in the same direction, and that creates the contact.
Oh, look out.
My goodness.
Look out. No. Look out. There it is.
Oh,
Mike Wallace. No, Allgaier. Oh, look out.
Wallace. And
a lot.
Damn it.
Trouble off turn 4, a dozen cars involved. Caution is out. That's Reed Sorensen, Casey Roderick in the 08, Mike Wallace, Denny Hamlin, and more.
See Kurt Busch going up through the middle with Kyle, and then all of them start getting together right at the front of the field.
Oh, you can see that started, looked like with Trevor Bayne getting separated, got a little bit loose behind the 6.
You see somebody drives right underneath of Allgaier.
Yeah, that's the 52, Reed Sorensen, that was underneath him.
He was completely underneath.
See Johanna Long getting a piece of that. Not a lot of contact, but she has some damage to the left front. I believe it starts right here. Watch Trevor Bayne. May have to jump out of the throttle and get sideways here. A lot of times, June, you have to jump out to keep them running over that car in front of you. Your car will just jump for about a half a lane.
I'm telling you, Reed Sorensen was completely underneath. Justin Allgaier's car.
Clear to the bottom. Clear to the bottom. Wrecking in front of you. Stay low. Stay low. Stay low. Come on. 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 Wrecking behind you. Come on. Go.
Wow. I cannot imagine that was a fun view for Reed Sorensen. Here comes Stewart in the 33 as Logano goes to the point. 3 wide in turn 4. A squeeze to the outside wall. Trouble in the corner. Hard, vicious crash. Who gets through to win the race? Caution flag has just been called. The race leader is James Buescher in the 30 car. Unbelievable. A heavy crash in the final corner of the race.
I really believe Logano pulls up in front to block Tony Stewart here. Let's see if that is what happened, or if it's Trevor Bayne. Now there's Logano. See, yeah, Kurt Busch was actually blocking and moved them up. Hard hit by Kyle Busch, head on into the wall.
And here comes Buescher through the bottom.
Yeah, I think maybe Brad Keselowski is going to finish second and Elliott Sadler third.
5 to go here. 5.
The ever so calm voice of Stewart's spotter Bob Jeffrey when everything around him is chaos. Oh, there it is, contact. Austin Dillon turned into the middle of the pack.
Hold her straight. Hold her straight. Keep rolling if you can. Keep rolling here. Keep rolling.
There's a net. He's right behind Dillon as they entered the corner.
You can see that that's Elliott Sadler that he's pushing, gets him a little bit loose and goes up and clips the left rear of the 3 of Austin Dillon.
See, Dillon got it from both sides. Hit the wall pretty hard, and looked like Jeffrey Earnhardt came up the racetrack right there on his left side.
See the damage to the 43 as he turned and sent him head on into the wall with a hard hit. Johanna Long there with nowhere to go. Al Martin also in the 44.
And somehow, Travis Pastrana had that happen all around him.
You can see the hard lick from Jeffrey Earnhardt into the left side of Dillon. Pastrana did a great job through this. There was a lot going on around him.
Prior to today, the only place where... Oh, big trouble. That's the rookie Suarez up and over Regan Smith, the big one at Daytona in the Tri-Oval.
Turned us right there. All right, just stop, Daniel.
And it looks like he just gets him in a bad spot right there, and he just got behind in his steering.
Yeah, he got too far to the right, and coming off of the corner right there, that car unloads as you come off of that banking, and it just took just a little bit too much, and that's that window that you have to push, and if you get outside of the center of that back bumper, the way that the front and back bumpers are curved, it's going to spin that car out.
Remember we said lucky versus good? Here's Chase Elliott. Watch this.
There's going to be a wreck behind you. Give me a wreck behind you. Get out of the way. Oh, yeah, big wreck, big wreck. Big wreck behind you. Big wreck behind you.
Yeah, and Chase is lucky his car's still rolling because he has some damage that he's going to have to fix.
Watch this job that the Ream car, the 33 of Austin Dillon, does. When 18 flips over the 7, holy.
Say, Chris Buescher did a heck of a job sneaking through there too in that number 60 Cheez-It car.
Great job by Buescher all day long.
They can't do this for 10 laps.
Eric Jones around. Back across the field. The big one, part 2 at Daytona.
Yeah, they can't do this.
Stay high. Nice straight. Did anybody hit you there, Cal?
A horrific crash for Kyle Busch, who slid through the infield grass and went head on into the inside wall. And he is climbing from that car, and that is an unbelievable sight. Wow.
I mean, he hit that wall head on.
It's pushing Eric Jones, or behind Jones. Looks like there might have been some contact there.
There you see Kyle, top of your screen.
Kyle bumps into Larson, and it turns him to the left. Elliott Sadler hit there by Brendan Gaughan.
And there's the 54. You saw the impact.
Check up, check up, check up, check up. Down, 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 down. Keep rolling hard, keep rolling hard. We're in it, we're in it, we're in it.
Chase Elliott already beat up from an earlier accident.
16 in your mirror.
Had a front row seat as well.
9 to go. 20 going to go in the middle. Be a big wreck behind you, 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 big wreck behind you. Caution, 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 caution. We're fine. We're fine, fine.
Oh, we got trouble. Tyler Reddick in the 42. That's Ryan Reed. Garrett Smithley through the grass. Spencer Gallagher gets a piece of it.
Oh, and they're still wrecking. William Byron. Kevin, you said it. You talk about mistakes on pit road, and look where that put Byron.
Yeah, you have to do everything you can to not make the little mistakes to try to avoid all this.
Watch the 42.
Off of the bumper. Of the 24 of Scott Lagacy, it looked like. And then they just kept wrecking at him. I'm surprised they couldn't get them mowed down. That happened right near the front of the field.
Yeah, and I think what happened there is the 42 was almost going down, and it's like the car behind him, the 24, just got him off center in the bumper, and it just hooked him to the right as he was pushing him.
We saw the same thing last night in the Truck Series on lap 1. A bump draft gone wrong. And watch these guys just trying their best to work their way through this mess. With the lead.
And we got a report now that we're back up to speed. All the drivers that came down pit road, went on the 5-minute clock, have met minimum speed, so their 5-minute clock is gone. Good news for them, and what a hard hit. Brandon Jones nose first into the outside wall.
Oh, man. That's a shame. Look at the cars. Brad Keselowski sneaks through again. Ryan Sieg's going to make it. But Brandon Jones, Daniel Suarez, Bubba Wallace. Look at Algire's car.
I'm going to tell you what, guys. That was a hard hit. Head on.
Oh, Hemrick slides up the track, gets into Algire.
Jones hit it once, rebounded, got hit again, and turned once more, exact same location, into the wall.
And Michael, I don't know if he got loose right there, if he was going up to get a side draft, or what really happened to the 21 right there to cause him to go up the track.
And possibly could he have hit some of that speedy drive maybe, and it made him just change lanes all so slightly, but you can see he's heading in the wrong direction when they come into turn 3.
I've been here before, and you go in there and you feel like you can't turn the wheel. You've been into turn 3 a lot where you feel like you can't turn the wheel, and it looks like it might be a similar situation to that, but he just what he wants to do is he wants to get right on the back bumper of that 88, and as soon as he gets there, it'll almost become dead air. And
oh, there it is. The best car we thought all day long in a bump drafting mistake just went into the wall.
Number of big cars taken out in what is our third big crash of the afternoon. And among them, the Dominator, Elliott Sadler, who had led 40 laps and swept the first 2 stages of this race.
Austin Dillon approaching the 1, gives him a little bump, knocks him out of whack.
Even when these cars are square, they're just so light in the back that everything has to be absolutely perfect or it causes another big wreck.
You know who this caution is big for? William Byron, who didn't pit under that last caution, took the wave around. He was not going to be good on fuel. Now he will be, and right now he scored in the top 10.
Just that easy to take the most dominant car of the day and crunch it up. And look at William Byron. You talked about him, Adam. He's off-roading through the grass. I don't think he hit anything. I don't know what kind of shape his splitter will be in, but he narrowly avoided that wreck.
So unfortunate for Elliott Sadler. You see Joey Gase, Ray Black Jr., Ryan Sieg,
Ryan Reed
just mowing the grass down that back straightaway.
Here at Smithley.
Wow, just happens so fast.
Very, very tough situation for Elliott Sadler, Matt. Look at Allgaier getting drop kicked. Oh no, there they go. Spinner into the wall, Almirola. Larson out of shape. So is Chase Elliott. And the caution is out again.
We made it so far, Michael, but we just couldn't keep this up. Oh, and they're still hitting.
When we got the green flag, there were 32 cars on the lead lap. You knew there was a potential of this, and now we'll have a second overtime restart here at Daytona.
And Daniel Suarez comes out the survivor. Ryan Reed second right now. That's huge. Ryan Reed's going to go for 3 wins here at Daytona, and he's in a great spot to do it.
Look at the drivers up front, and this is all unofficial as things reset, but Suarez, Ryan Reed, Tyler Reddick, Ryan Truex, and Spencer Gallagher. Right now, that's what timing and scoring is showing as our top 5. If ever there was a chance to get a surprise winner, we may be setting up for it right here. See all the damage.
Just a big push here from Chase Elliott to Eric Almirola. Kyle Larson goes up to block it, but he just can't sustain it. They're not up to speed. The cars aren't set in the rear, and it just huge spin, as you can tell. Looked like Chase at the very end got a push from Daniel, which actually turned him sideways. You can see they're only at 180 mile an hour, so the cars aren't at full speed right now. They're not set down in the racetrack. That makes them really easy to spin. We'd seen contact like this earlier in the race, but at this speed, the rear heights in the car aren't set. They're not down in the racetrack. They don't have the downforce. They're way more susceptible to spinning with that contact.
Did you see some of those guys slipping through that wreck? There goes Alex Labbe from Canada. He made it through. And then just the job Spencer Gallagher did to squeeze through.
3 to right front. 4 looking outside. Spin down low, spin both sides, stay middle, stay middle, stay middle, stay middle.
How eventful has the day been for Ryan Truex in that 11?
This will tell the tale here.
So it looks to me like from this view that Kyle Larson just didn't quite get high enough on Eric Almirola. He was trying to maybe protect the inside a little bit, and the push wasn't quite as square as he needed, again, with the car not at full speed.
You can see Joey Logano into the outside wall. There's Joe Nemechek in the 15 Johnny Davis car.
And he's got it. 98 to the point. Can he clear? Yes.
Comes up right in front of Gregson.
Oh, wreck.
And we got trouble. That's Jeff Burton. Austin Cindric around.
A lot of great cars right here.
Oh, no. Big hits, too.
We didn't have a big one in this race 1 year ago.
That's inside 10 to go at Daytona.
Yeah,
that's all you can say about that.
Pushing back and forth on a restart. So the 8's going to push the 9. The 22 is going to catch up to the
98 comes up and blocks and stacks them up right here. 22 gets in the back of the 8, knocks him down. The rest is history.
Just kind of one of those stack ups.
But it's a block. A block stacked them up and created that, but that block was a necessity. If the 98 of Chase Briscoe wouldn't have moved up and slowed down the momentum, he would have been passed right there.
Where is the balance on that, Brad? That's a conversation that's been a focal point all week long.
Yeah, I mean, you're going to continue to see this. And, you know, part of it is, you know, these cars can take pushes, but as it works its way back, that energy works its way back, as it did here. The 8 car couldn't take a push. He was already lifting and slowing down. Then he got hit from the back. Car's already light. Instantly turns him around. It's just, you know, to me, that's just one of them racing deals. There are some blocks that I think are bad blocks. I don't think that was a terrible block. He made one move and it just all stacked up.